Dear students of BCom, part 2nd, today we'll discuss about the mutual debts under intercompany transactions under the heading amalgamation of the companies. What intercompany transaction means all about? When we talk about the intercompany transactions, it means the transactions between the companies which may be in varied forms, which may be either intercompany leading borrowings relating indebtedness, that is mutual debts. It can be unrealized profit including the unsold stock of goods or other assets which are mutually purchased, sold between two existing companies before absorption and held at the time of absorption, and also intercompany holdings, that is holding of shares of one another at the time of absorption. When we talk about the accounting treatment at the time of absorption related to each type of these transactions is being explained below in the way that it is based on the mutual debts. Students of BCom have to understand what mutual debts is all about. Mutual debts can be of two types or ways. Transferee company may either be as a borrower or as the leader of the transferor company. The mutual debt may be fully secured or partially secured or unsecured. So therefore, when we talk of the mutual debts, it can be fully secured, it can be the partially secured, or it can be unsecured. The accounting treatments to tackle mutual indebtedness in the books of the transferee company and the transferor, which is the vendor company, can be classified as below. Number one, we talk about the accounting of mutual debts in the books of transferor company. Accounting at the time of the amalgamation and absorption relating to mutual debts is a very simple in the books of the transferor, which is the vendor company, because they are assumed as being invariably taken over by the transferee company, and therefore mutual debts are transferred to realization account. When we talk about the accounting treatment, the realization account plays a very important role in this regard when we talk about the mutual debts. Thus, if the transferring company has shown the transferee company as the debtor in the books, it is transferred to the debt side of the realization account, and if shown the transferee company as a creditor, it is transferred to the credit side of the realization account. Similarly, bills payable to the transferee company and the bills received from the transferee company are also transferred to the realization account, as is done by creditors and debtors respectively. Similarly, if the transferor company has given loan to the transferee company or has taken loans from the transferee, mutual indebtedness on the date of absorption related to these items are also transferred to the realization account on the respective side of the realization account. This we have to take note of when we go for the accounting treatment of the mutual debts under intercompany transactions. Students, there is a accounting for mutual debts in the books of the transferee company as well. What accounting treatments we go for in this regard? Firstly, the transferee company will be the journal entry of the purchasing mutual debts as assets and liabilities taken over from the transferor company. In such journal entries, the mutual debts, bills receivable, loans receivable at the affordable absorbed company are taken over as assets, and creditors, bills payable, loan payable of the absorbed company are taken over as the liabilities. Therefore, they respectively be debited and credited. After the journal entry, in order to set off the accounts related with the mutual indebtedness by the following manner, journal entries are passed. Now, one situation is when the transferring company is debtor and the transferor company is the creditor. This can be the accounting situation. If the transferring company has either purchased goods on credit from the transferor company, then the transferor company would have taken and shown the creditor for the outstanding amount in the books of the transferring company, and therefore we have to take note of it by giving the journal entry: creditors in transferring company account we debited, and to debtors in the transferring company we credited. Similar is the situation when the transfer company is creditor and the transferor company is the debtor. When in the books of the transfer company, the transferring company is shown as a creditor, then the books of the transferor company would have been shown as a debtor for the same amount. What can be the journal entry? Journal entry in this regard will be creditors, which is in the transferor company account, which can be debited, to debtors, which is in the transferee company account. Thus, we can note the journal entries first and second above for all cancellation of the mutual debts to the creditor's account is debited and the debitor's account is credited. Students, there is a mutual bills payable and mutual receivable. For that, we pass two journal entries. And there are two situations. Number one, when there are mutual outstanding, bills receivable in the books of the transfer company and bills payable in the books of the transferee company, what can be the journal entries? Journal entries can be bills payable, that is in the transferee company account debit, and the bills receivable in the transfer company. Second point, when there are mutual outstanding, that is bills payable in the books of the transfer company and the bills receivable in the books of the transferee company. The journal entries passed in this way are: number one, bills payable, that is in the transferor company account has to be debited to the bills receivable in the transferee company. Very important for us under this chapter is to understand what is mutual loans and what journal entries can be passed in this regard. When we talk about the mutual loans, that would have been shown as assets in the books of the company and the liability in the books of the another company by the same amount. For example, if in the balance sheet of the A Limited, loan to B Limited appears as the asset, then it would have been shown as loan from A Limited at the liability in the balance sheet of the B Limited. Suppose A Limited is absorbed B Limited, then it is the journal entry for the purchase of the business of the B Limited of the account loan account A Limited would have taken over by A Limited as the credit item. To cancel the mutual outstanding amount in the above two accounts, following journal entries will be passed. Loan from A Limited account, which has to be debited, to loan to B Limited account has to be credited. After posting of the journal entry, both accounts will be mutually concerned. This is the accounting methodology which is useful for the students of the commerce to understand about the accounting treatment of the mutual funds. In case of any difficulty, you can call me at my WhatsApp number 935 132 9052. Thank you so much.